Hi guys, this is Maya from Inspired Life, and today I bring you December numerology forecast. So let's get to it. First of all, can you believe that it's December? I feel like this whole year really passed me by. I mean, it's been a hell of a roller coaster, wouldn't you agree? But I think we can all agree we're happy that it's almost over and hopefully things will get better. I have a lot of updates coming up in December that I will share with you about 2021. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notifications bell to be notified when I update those forecasts. It's going to be a super interesting year, I'll tell you that. If you don't know me, my name is Maya. I am a holistic coach and healer. I do numerology forecasts because honestly, that's fun for me. I love numerology. It's very accurate and has been an amazing guide for me over the years and has helped me in so many transformations to kind of prepare myself for each year and just know what to focus on and how to deal with those challenges. So this is why I'm very passionate about sharing more about the personal year cycles and more about numerology because it's really interesting and I hope it resonates. So December is number 7, and that means it's a little bit more quieter month, as you might suspect anyway, because in different parts of the world different things are happening. Obviously we are not in the same situation, but a lot of us are dealing with a pandemic. Some of us are in lockdown, some have restrictions, travel is more challenging than ever. So it kind of makes sense that we are ending the year on a more quieter note. So I'm gonna give you 5 tips on what to focus on in December. And remember, this is the general feel of December. I strongly recommend that you check out your own personal year cycle, which you can do by adding up your day and month of birth with the current year. That way you will know which year you are in, and so that's very helpful. So this is more of a general vibe, but I think it can really give you some insights as well. But for more information, check out your personal year cycle because you're going to get information on what to expect for your own personal situation. So tip number 1, as I said, it's gonna be a more quiet month and you might feel more withdrawn. So it's a good time to spend in contemplation, reflection, meditation, chilling at home, cozying up, just relaxing as much as possible. Most of us probably won't be in the mood to socialize that much, so it kind of resonates. It makes sense to me that December is going to be more chill, and also it's getting colder outside, at least in our part of the world, and it's just kind of a more quiet time, so it's a really good time to spend in contemplation. So you might want to do some journaling, catching up on some reading, whatever it is for you, whatever way you want to spend this quieter month. It's a good time to do that, and you don't have to give excuses anymore. Tip number 2 is actually a really big one. Usually we like to rationalize when making decisions, thinking about pros and cons and what we think we have to do, what we should do. In December, do what feels right for you. That's the main guideline, okay? So not what someone else thinks you should do, or society or your family. You know best what works for you. Whatever you're indecisive about, it's important to listen to your inner feeling. You know your gut, which we oftentimes ignore, but I really encourage you in December, pay a little more attention because it's gonna help you know which direction to take. And it is really uncertain time. I mean, look at me, I'm in Croatia, didn't plan to be here at this time. It's harder to plan, I remember when I came here a few months ago and I was like going back and forth and thinking, should I go to Paris? Should I stay here? What should I do? And everything was so unclear. And then the steps revealed themselves to me, and then it became clear. But the thing is, like, you really need to kind of figure out what feels right for you and then make the decision from that space. That's very, very important, and I think it will be more clear as we progress. Tip number 3, when I say December is going to be a more quieter month, it doesn't necessarily mean peaceful. There might be challenges. You know, some things that might bother you. Maybe people will cross your boundaries, especially if they're not clear. I'm here to tell you that if that happens, the reason why it happens is so you can figure out what you want. And the easiest way to do that is to see what you don't want and say, no, I don't want that. And so whenever such a challenge occurs, just remember this. Note it down in your journal and make sure to pay attention to those moments, because that's going to be a little reminder in the back of your mind telling you, oh, right, so this is here because I'm supposed to recognize it and clear it from my energy space, right? So the thing is, when some things happen like that, when things are not going according to the plan, it might not even necessarily be something like that, but maybe, you know, someone says something to you or something that bothers you, basically. Whenever such a thing occurs, just make sure to say no to this kind of experience, and then you will get what you want much easier. So the thing is, like, we have to get clear on what we want, and sometimes it's not clear. But when someone pushes our buttons, then we get clear that that's definitely not what we want. We want something else. So instead of focusing on why is this happening to me, why is this person talking to me in this way, or anything like that, just remember, it's a lesson. You don't have to play the game. You can just say no and walk away. That's what I would suggest. It's not meant to torture you. It's not meant for you to engage in this drama. Just notice it for what it is. And if it's not right for you, if it doesn't feel right for you, just say no and drop it. That's pretty much it. Tip number 4 actually really makes sense for December. It's about planning. This time, this contemplative time that you're going to spend on your own or in a quiet space, use it to plan ahead. I know it's a little bit harder to plan, right? Because of the world situation, but you don't have to, you know, make strict plans, but kind of thinking a little bit more into the future. I believe that a lot of people through this whole year, we've all had some kind of insights. We figured out what matters to us, what doesn't. Maybe we spent more time with our families. We realized that we need to connect with each other more. I don't know what it is for you, but whatever insights you got from this year, because yes, it was all a lesson, and we are being redirected to the new path, which I'm going to talk about in another video, but we are being redirected. So just see where it's taking you and try to kind of figure out in which direction you would like it to go. Another thing that we've been taught this year is definitely to be more flexible and adaptable. So make it a more flexible plan, because obviously we don't know how next year is going to go. Either way, it's good to plan ahead, you know, think about where you would like to go, who would like to visit, maybe learn a skill, collaborate with people, whatever it is for you. Take some time to plan ahead a little bit. And finally, this is a really good time to work on yourself. Yes, it is time for personal development and spiritual work that you can do to grow as a person, as a strong, conscious individual. Whether it's deciding to pick up on meditation and making it your daily practice, whether it's taking a course or a workshop, whether it's hiring a coach or a healer, whatever that is for you, this is a good time to invest in yourself. Because one of the things that really bothered me this year, I didn't really speak much about COVID. Obviously, it's very disturbing. It's really hard to know what is right and what is wrong. There's so many contradictions. And one of the things that really bothered me actually throughout this whole year is that the media keeps talking about physical issues over and over again, but mental issues have not been heavily discussed. And I think that's a big problem right now. A lot of people are suffering from anxiety, from overwhelm. We need to take care of our mind, body, and soul. So I think it's a really good time to invest in working on actually all three of those, all three of those parts. So whether it's taking care of your body, you know, really working on yourself and developing some practices, maybe doing like a cycle. Like when I did a yoga teacher training, we did a lot of 20, 30, even 40-day cycles of pranayama or meditation or a certain sequence that we were practicing, because you can really see the results only after a certain period of time. I mean, you can see it very quickly because obviously you relax in just a few minutes when you're doing such practices like pranayama, even EFT, yoga class, anything like that. But true difference actually occurs a few weeks after. So this might be a good time to pick up on that. There's so much content online for free even. You don't even have to invest financially, because we know that it's been a hard year for a lot of people. So you might not want to invest, but there's so many resources available for us right now. Actually, I am personally taking a 21-day challenge. I always like to take Oprah and Deepak's meditation challenge because I love to meditate, obviously, and I teach meditation, and you've seen some of my guided meditations here on the channel, and I love the way they guide these meditations. I love practicing with mantras more than actually being guided completely. So this one is creating peace from the inside out, the power of connection. If I weren't doing my practices, then I wouldn't be smiling right now. Honestly, I would have been a wreck. And this kind of practices really help me get through any transformation with much more ease, and it just helps you stay stable, grounded. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to share some practices that I find helpful during crisis, because it's really something that I feel really passionate about, because I've gone through so many transformations myself, and I began as a transformation coach because I know what it's like to go through transformations, and I know exactly which steps you will go through kind of, and how you can move through it much easier. This is kind of the gist of a December forecast. I hope it resonates. Let me know how you're doing and what your plan is for December. I wish you an amazing month. Please take care of yourself, and if you'd like to take this further, I actually started an annual spiritual mentorship program. I will link it below in case you want to check it out. It's wild because I've never actually offered a year-long program, so it's kind of cool. I'm just gonna take a couple of clients, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you'd like to learn more about it, check it out. This is it for today. Thank you so much for being here, and if this resonates, give it a little thumbs up, and please leave a comment below. I love reading your comments, and I'm wishing you an amazing month. Namaste.